everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I don't give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego, it's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann.
Hey, welcome to Sports World Radio. Glad everybody could be with us today. I am your host, Jeff Escow. We got a jam-packed show like we do each and every day here on Sports World Radio. Over on SportsWorldRadio.com. If you're listening to us over there, thank you very much. Let's get all the particulars out of the way, and then we'll get on with the show. We got a lot to get to and only 2 hours to get to it, so we're going to get to it all, I hope. And I got no idea what we're getting to. We're going to all find out together. SportsWorldRadio.com is the place to listen to the show. If you're over there hanging out, listening to us, thank you very much. If you want to come and listen to and talk to us in the chat room and ask your questions in the chat room, you can head on over to Spreaker. That's Spreaker, Spreaker.com. Get yourself a free account, sign up, then type in Sports World Radio and come in and hang out in the chat room with us. The show will show up at the bottom of the screen. Just move over to the bubble right there, open it up, and start chatting away in the chat room with us. If you don't want to do all that, you can give us a call at 619-663-3715. That's 619-663-3715. Also, if you're a Skype user, you can reach us at Sports World Radio Show. That's Sports World Radio Show on Skype for Skype users. You can reach us that way. Or send your emails to swrshow@gmail.com. That's swrshow@gmail.com. While you're looking for a place on Facebook to go and like our Facebook page at facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. That's facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. And while you're doing that, you might as well head on over to Twitter and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. That's twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. One more thing to get to, and then we'll get on moving with the show. If you're over at SportsWorldRadio.com, and even if you're not, there's a donate button on SportsWorldRadio.com. Click the donate button and donate to the cause here at Sports World Radio and help continue what we like to do here help us continue what we like to do for you, and that's with entertain you with sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. Now, with all the particulars out of the way, what do you say, hey, we bring in that co-host for the day, our good friend, normally in the first hour, but he's here for all two, Frank Sprankle, the Big Wind. What's up, buddy?
Oh, my goodness, Jeff. I'll tell you what, it's going to be double the win here today. Happy to be here. Blessed to be a part of Sports World Radio. Of course, we miss Sean Mann. He's on vacation, has a family wedding to attend to as well over the weekend. But, hey, I'm excited about these next 2 hours, Jeff. And you know what? It's really been some exciting 24 hours for me because you got to understand this, buddy. Over these last 24 hours, I have updated my home entertainment system. I mean, think about this. I have a new 65-inch Sony HD set. It's a 4K set. Not only that, I also got a new DVD player, a new Blu-ray DVD player, and a new PlayStation. And I'm here for 2 hours. I'll tell you what, these are definitely some exciting times for me, and I'm happy to be here. And by the way, spring is also my favorite time of the year.
It's coming, ain't it?
Oh, my goodness. You can definitely feel the warm air, especially here in Chicago, where it's going to be 62 degrees tomorrow. And, of course, we're getting close to my favorite sports day of the year. And I know my Cubs are opening up on April 5th, but really, for me, my favorite sports day is when everybody else opens up, and I'm looking forward to April 6th in particular. I can tell you, I'll tell you, Jeff, I am excited about the times ahead. So much going on. We got Major League Baseball. We got the NCAA tournament, playoff pushes in the NBA and the NHL. And plenty of free agent signings in the NFL. Boy, what about the Philadelphia Eagles? They have made some news of late, my friend.
They sure have, huh? Signing DeMarco Murray this morning?
I'll tell you what is it with the Dallas Cowboys? Because remember, it was DeMarcus Ware a year ago. Obviously, a productive defensive end for the Cowboys for so many years. Going to Denver, going to play with Peyton Manning and the Broncos. What is it? Let me ask you. Does everybody want to leave Dallas? What is it? Help me out here.
I guess so, huh?
I guess. Is it Jerry Jones? Is it Jason Garrett? Is it Tony Romo?
No, it's got to be Jerry Jones. Come on.
Oh,
man.
my goodness. Jerry Jones. What is Jerry Jones thinking right now?
It's got to be
Now, all
Jerry
of a sudden,
Jones.
he goes from losing DeMarcus Ware a year ago and a pretty good season for the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, they finally get over the hump. They win their division. They win a wild card game amid controversy against the Detroit Lions. But on top of that, too, Jeff, what is it? I mean, who's going to be the next to go for the Dallas Cowboys?
It's got to be. I mean, it's got to be Jerry Jones. I mean, he was a son of a bitch and only offered DeMarco Murray $5 million a year.
$5 million a year.
Uh-huh. He got $8 million from the Eagles.
All right, let me ask you this. Do you get the sense, too, that maybe, just maybe, there are some players within the Dallas Cowboys that are just sick and tired of this guy?
I think so.
It's got to be. I don't know what it is. I don't know if of the fact that of his high profile, the fact that he holds too much power. But this is a huge loss. DeMarco Murray had a pretty solid season, especially the early going. What we saw from DeMarco Murray just a year ago, arguably, Jeff, had to have been perhaps his finest season.
Well, I happen to agree with Josh. I don't think the Eagles are going to make the playoffs either, and I don't think the Cowboys are going to make the playoffs. Just because DeMarco Murray had a good year with the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles don't have the same offensive line that the Dallas Cowboys have.
Not only that, they got a new quarterback, too,
Yeah.
and Sam Bradford. Look, I said this on Tuesday, and I've been saying
Well,
it all
I
week.
think that was one of the reasons why DeMarco Murray went there is because him and Sam Bradford were roommates together in Oklahoma.
Yeah, right, at Oklahoma. You had Bradford, of course. I mean, of course, Murray took the handoffs from Bradford. But you know what? Here's another thing, too. I've said this all this week, and definitely the Philadelphia Eagles are one team that has been making a lot of news over the last few days. Obviously, the shifting of quarterbacks, Nick Foles, who was a pretty solid quarterback, now he goes to the St. Louis Rams. Enter Sam Bradford. Now you have DeMarco Murray. Ryan Matthews even came to terms with a deal with the Philadelphia Eagles. So you know they're stacking up on offensive talent here. But let me ask you this. Do you think, and I've been saying this all week, I said this on Tuesday, do you think this is a good fresh start for Sam Bradford?
I don't know. I don't know if that's the right place for him.
I think any place but St. Louis will do him good. Or at least it couldn't do any worse because he had been bitten by the injury bug. He hadn't been productive. Remember, we're talking about a guy that was a former number 1 draft pick here.
I understand that, but he hasn't played the last 2 years that much, has he?
Exactly. That's my point That's the point I'm trying to make. It has been a struggle with him. Listen, say what you want about the production of play in the National Football League. Obviously, you're only going to be as good as your study, and that is the playbook, the film sessions. It's about the preparation in the National Football League that I believe is going to make a difference on whether you become a quality quarterback or not. Just trying to adapt to the playbook. But to be a success in the NFL, and it doesn't matter if it's the quarterback, it doesn't matter if it's a running back, it doesn't matter if it's a lineman, linebacker, whatever the case may be. I think you'll agree with me, Jeff, that you're only going to be as good as how healthy you're going to be throughout your NFL career.
Correct.
Because this is a game of physical it is a physical grind. The NFL, I honestly think, granted, you only play how many games? 16 games in a regular it's 16 games in a regular season. But the brutality of the game, the NFL, I'm telling you, out of all professional sports leagues, the NFL is the biggest struggle when it comes to staying healthy.
Of course. Well, you want to know something? An NFL player, you know what his chances of getting injured in the NFL is?
Okay, right. You're talking. Right. Let me ask you. Do you have the figure?
Yeah, I got the figure right in my
Okay,
head.
percentage-wise, right? We're talking about percentage-wise.
Yeah.
Okay, can I take a guess?
Sure.
I'm gonna say 80%.
It's 100%.
100%. Oh, wait a minute. Shame on me for not realizing that everybody who plays in the NFL
will eventually
at some point, Jeff, hold on. At some point, whether it's a major injury, you hope not for major injuries, obviously, but even if it's a minor, small injury, a small fracture, a sprain, whatever the case may be, everybody is going to be bitten by the injury bug at least once in the NFL.
Correct. Case in point, Tom Brady.
2008. Peyton
Manning. Drew Brees.
Even Aaron Rodgers.
All
right, look at them. We're talking. Wait a minute. Didn't we just mention the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks here?
Well, not really.
Well, hold on. At least some of the most high-profile quarterbacks. We're talking about guys that have won Super Bowls. We're talking about guys that have accomplished a lot in terms of setting records, MVPs. Obviously, you think of Super Bowls, you think of Tom Brady the most.
Okay, those are just...
You just made an interesting point here. You went through the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks in the present era.
Okay, thank you for saying that. In the present era.
In the present era. Okay, but it doesn't matter what era. It doesn't matter if it was an era before or if it's the era to come. Everybody is going to be bitten by the injury bug.
Correct.
Look, we don't know who the great quarterbacks of the next era is going to be. I mean, we got a good idea. I think Andrew Luck is one of them. But Andrew Luck, this is a guy that's you can imagine is going to be bitten by the injury bug.
Mm-hmm. RG3 already has.
Oh, my goodness. Remember the wild card game a few years ago in Washington on that bad turf against the Redskins?
Nick Foles, Sam Bradford. Come on, you want me to keep naming them?
Okay, yeah. Keep on going. Everybody gets injured in the NFL.
Cam Newton.
Case in point, there's no hiding from it. If you're going to put on the shoulder pads, the helmet, the jersey top, you're gonna be injured at least one point. Hopefully not seriously.
Eli Manning. You want me to keep going?
Yeah. Keep going. Okay, keep going. You can look at any era.
You can look at any era.
See players having been injured.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. The strength, the conditioning, the size in the NFL has definitely become more of a size league, more of a speed league. I mean, the NFL is different from when you were growing up, Jeff. Obviously, you grew up in the 1970s. You remember the NFL. And I'll be honest, I think if you take a look at the NFL from the 1970s and 80s and even into the 1990s, and I've been blessed to have the NFL Network as well as YouTube where I can watch all of the classic NFL films here.
Mm-hmm.
Football, granted, maybe size wasn't as big of an emphasis. Maybe you don't have the speed that you now have in the NFL. But I'll go on a limb and say it. The NFL was way better in the 1970s, 80s, and into the 90s. Way better.
Correct. I totally agree.
Because of some of these rules also. And the fact that you don't have officials, the officials with their stupidity.
I agree.
I'll tell you what, that's the one thing I've been blessed with is having the NFL Network. I get to watch these NFL films. It is great. I mean, really, it makes you learn from yesteryear. It makes you miss those days. And I wasn't born until 19. Right. I remember the 1980s. I remember the 1980s being a quarterback era league. Obviously, and you had so many great quarterbacks. Obviously, you had Joe Montana leading the way. You had John Elway, young John Elway coming up, Bernie Kosar, Dan Marino, so many great quarterbacks. But also,
Frank,
you had some great hitting defenses back then.
Frank, all those quarterbacks you just named also have been injured.
Of course.
Okay, so 100%. Again, I'm telling you, eventually, you play in the NFL. Eventually, you will get hurt.
Okay, listen. People say who was the greatest quarterback in Chicago Bears history, and I honestly have to say it was Sid Luckman. Now, people say, well, Jim McMahon. Jim McMahon was a good quarterback, not a great quarterback. Take a look at every year Jim McMahon played with the Bears, and pretty much he was injured year in and year out.
Still got hurt. The only quarterbacks that haven't been hurt yet are Luck and Wilson. Right? Russell Wilson and Luck.
Here's another thing about Russell Wilson, too. This guy, how old's Russell Wilson? 25, 26? He's in his
if that.
Go ahead.
If that.
He's in his mid-20s right now, Russell Wilson.
Still.
I've said this about a quarterback such as Russell Wilson, and I admire Wilson. I admire what he is able to do athletically. But look at Russell Wilson 10 years in the National Football League. Do you honestly think this guy is going to be able to run the plays that he is able to run in Seattle now?
Yes.
I don't think so. He's in his mid-20s. You're only young once. It's a physical game. Jeff, you're going to lose speed. Now, could Russell Wilson be productive now or 10 years from now?
He's going to be even better now.
But I don't think so.
He's going to be even better now since they just got freaking Graham.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham. My goodness, Jimmy Grant.
You know
what's amazing?
Me?
What were you doing at 1 p.m. Pacific on Tuesday?
Getting ready for the show.
Getting ready for the show. Okay, but were you checking NFL.com?
No, I was watching.
So you weren't watching ESPN, NFL
no,
Network?
I was doing. No, I don't watch. I try not to watch sports before the show because I don't want to ruin anything that I might know. Because I like to hear everything fresh on the radio, on the show.
Oh, so wait. So you won't watch any games? Obviously, we got some big basketball tournaments going on right now.
Those
I
I'll
love
watch.
Watching spring training. That's what I've been watching as of the last few days. Spring training baseball and MLB Network.
No, see, it's Thursday today. There's only one thing I watch on Thursdays.
That is?
My TV goes to one channel and sits there all day long and does not move.
I would never guess what that channel is, and that channel is, and for what?
That channel is 96, and I marathon every Thursday at 9 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock in the morning, nothing but 18 hours of Blue Bloods.
You got on right now?
Yeah.
Blue Bloods. Wait, what network? You mentioned Channel 96. I don't understand. I don't know the cable in San Diego. What's 96?
That's the Ion Network.
Oh, the Ion Network. I think the Ion is on 238.
The
high
Ion
definition
Network.
For me.
Every Thursday, Blue Bloods marathon. So I wake up, my TV automatically goes to 96, the Ion Network, and it sits there all day.
It just said, okay, all right. So you're watching Blue Bloods, which, by the way, I have never seen an episode before. And you're probably thinking, Jeff, you're missing out on life, right?
No, it's about a New York family. The father is the police commissioner, one of the sons is a detective, another son is a patrolman, the daughter is the DA. It's the first family of police affairs or whatever in New York City. It's a cool TV show. Reminds me of being back home. That's why I watch it, because it's about New York.
All right, well, correct me if I'm wrong here about Blue Bloods. Was it on CBS?
It is still on CBS.
Oh, it is still on CBS. Like I know. I don't watch network television unless it's sports.
It's on every Friday at 10 o'clock on CBS.
Actually, I'll take that back. I do watch something on network TV, hard to believe.
What's that?
I do watch on NBC Chicago Fire and Chicago PD.
Okay. You watch that because it's about Chicago, correct?
You're damn right. I watch it because it's about Chicago.
Well, I watch Blue Bloods because it's about New York.
All right. Wait. But don't you watch? Hold on, NCIS?
No, I do not.
I'm trying to think. There's so many shows about.
No, I do not watch NCIS. I do not watch CSI. I don't watch any of that other crap. You know what else I watch? I watch Hawaii Five-0.
Classic TV show?
No, I watch the new Hawaii Five-0.
Oh, right. That one that's on CBS. Boy,
correct.
CBS, you're a big CBS viewer.
Yes, I watch a lot of shows on CBS. Yes, I'm a big CBS viewer. And the reason why I watch Hawaii Five-0 is because I grew up watching it as a kid.
Okay, the 1970s series.
Correct.
All
with
right.
Jack Lord. Correct. I grew up watching that series, and I wanted to see what they were going to do with the new one, and they tied it in beautifully. So it's a pretty good show. They do a good job. So on Friday nights at 9 o'clock on CBS is Hawaii Five-0, and Friday nights right after Hawaii Five-0 at 10 o'clock is Blue Bloods. So
Here's the thing. Well, I miss a lot of stuff of Friday night television because I'm typically doing a basketball game Friday and or Saturday.
That's right. I have no life, kids. I'm home every Friday night watching TV.
Hey, and you know what my life considers of sports talk and play-by-play? I tell you what, Jeff, what am I going to enjoy my 65-inch Sony and my PlayStation?
What, right after the show today?
Yeah, I guess I'll have some time. I got the Blackhawks Coyotes game that's on at 9 o'clock.
Okay,
There's a
so why
spring
don't you-
training game between the
did-
Dodgers
okay.
and the Padres.
You got
that
a
has
new
Will Ferrell.
entertainment
But
center,
you've heard
right?
about Will Ferrell and this charity stunt
Yeah,
of
hold
him.
on, Frank. Hold on. You got a new entertainment center, correct?
I got a new entertainment center as of yesterday.
Okay, did you get a new TV with that entertainment center?
Of course, I have Xfinity.
Okay, and did you get surround sound?
No. Oh my. Okay, you got me there.
You didn't? You got a new... Okay, what, Josh? Please help me on this one. You got a new entertainment center, new this, new that, new this, and you did not get surround sound?
Hey, I was saving some money. You know what? I don't need surround sound. Listen, as long as I have a quality
What the
picture.
hell's the matter with you?
What's the matter with me? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what it is about me. I don't need everything in the world.
If you're going to get a new entertainment center, you're going to be playing freaking games on it, you want the surround sound.
Dude, I gotta get you in the video
For
games.
Jiminy Cricket's sakes. Hey,
Dude,
Mark.
you and I ought to play Madden. You need to get into this stuff, Jeff.
I don't
I
play
gotta try and
games.
get you into it, buddy.
You know what? I don't play. I don't have time to play games. It's lucky enough I got time to do this show 5 days a week.
Yeah,
Okay.
but look at the bright spot. I'm keeping you company. Why don't we just why don't we just sing Kumbaya right now?
No, I just find it funny that you bought a new entertainment center and you didn't get surround sound with the son of a bitch.
Oh, so what does that make me? Does that make
Cheap.
me a complete idiot?
Cheap. Just like
Oh, so I'm
Josh
cheap.
says. Cheap.
Okay, well, let me ask you this.
You
If
big
I'm
bag of
cheap,
wind.
why did I get a 65-inch and a PlayStation 4? I
Okay,
got a
if
PlayStation
you're going
4.
to get it, listen, if you're going to get a 65-inch screen TV, you son of a bitch, get surround sound and make it sound awesome.
You know what? Maybe I'll consider it. Maybe. But you know what? 65 inches, it will make it'll make the spring worthwhile. It'll make my sports viewing worthwhile. Especially when we get into the NFL
Dude.
season, which I have the Red Zone channel, and I'm watching games from start to finish.
Dude, I got a new 32-inch screen, flat screen TV in the studio, and I bought surround sound, and the studio's only 8x10 for Christ's sakes.
By the way, let me ask you this. What is the brand? I only buy Sony.
I bought a Vizio.
Vizio. I only buy Sony. Typically, I talk with everybody. It seems they got a Samsung, but I am a Sony. I've had a Sony since I was a little guy, 19-inch Trinitron in the 1980s. Now 65 inches. It's amazing the technology.
I got my friend Mark. Hey, how you doing, buddy? He says he has a 72-inch with no surround sound, but I rarely watch it. I watch my TV every freaking day because it's right in my studio with me where I'm at right now. So it's, and I even got surround sound, man. It's great. I put the sound on too. It almost blows me out.
Oh my goodness, Mark is 7 inches up on me. Hey, I gotta ask Shab a question because he's in the chat room.
Go ahead.
What's the O Network? Seriously.
Oh, that's the Oprah network.
Oh, that's the Oprah Network. Oh, wait a minute. The only time I actually watched that network was when she gave the exclusive interview with Lance Armstrong. Or when Lance Armstrong gave Oprah the exclusive interview. That's the only time I watched that network.
I'm a man. I don't watch Oprah.
I did. Well, I never watched Oprah either. But you know what? I knew where Oprah Studios was in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I did. It was only a mile away from the United Center. Just a few blocks away from where the United Center is.
Unstinking believable. We got away from the topic of the day. We were talking about surround sound. This freaking guy buys a new entertainment center and doesn't buy surround sound.
Oh yeah, well why don't you?
Why
don't you criticize Mark here? He's got a 72-inch with no surround sound.
Well, listen, it's Mark's first time at the show. So
hey, Mark. By the way, we got to give Mark a big shout out.
Yeah,
then.
thanks for coming, Mark. We got it, but it's Mark's first time. He's never heard the show before. He doesn't know exactly how I roll yet. He'll get to hear how I roll, and then next time Mark shows up, then I'll bust his chops. Is that fair, Frank?
Wait a minute. What does Josh say? The Hallmark Channel, and I watch Golden Girls.
Frank binge watch.
I gotta tell you this though. I do remember when Golden Girls was on NBC. Hard to believe I'm that old.
Josh Lopez, our program director and producer of the show, is busting Frank's chops already. The big
Okay,
win.
who else wants to bust my chops?
I got 2 hours of busting your chops. Or
Okay,
at least
wait,
another
actually,
hour
you got
and
an
a half.
hour and a half.
Yeah.
You got an hour and a half to bust
At least
my
another
chops.
hour and a half
We
to
can bust
bust your
chops
chops.
over the NFL free agents. We can bust our chops over why I think the Cleveland Cavaliers are starting to heat
you
it
know
up.
what?
You can bust my chops how I don't have surround sound that next hour and a half.
I'm glad you're here. You live in Chicago. You know what I want to do? And we did it a little bit on Tuesday when you were here in the second hour of the show. I want to bust your chops about the NFL running from hotel to hotel with a freaking piece of paper in their hand for the pick. What's the matter? You never heard of freaking an iPad?
Should we start a campaign here? Because you mentioned that I should be, what is it,
You
a
should
runner
be the
or
runner.
gaffer? I don't know what it is.
You should be the runner. You and Josh should be the runners, and you both should be wearing Sports World Radio T-shirts while you do it.
You know what? I may be the NFL's man here because I exercise today. I exercise 6 days a week with the exception of Sunday. I eat right. I drink a lot of water.
I think you and Josh
I'm the
should be the
NFL's
runners.
man.
I think you and Josh should be the runners, you fat bastards.
No, could you imagine all of a sudden today all right, NFL draft, I'm a runner. Who knows? 10 years from now, I'm commissioner of the NFL. I'm running it all.
I listen, you'd probably be better off than freaking Roger Goodell because he's blowing the pooch, man.
Oh, my
stinks.
goodness. You know what? You know what? I think of the first ever episode of Family Guy where you have Peter and Brian crash their blimp into the Super Bowl when they're dropping money. But anyway, you have a John Madden character. You have John Madden, not John Madden's voice. But at that point, there's a point in which he says, after saying football for like 50 times, he says, that guy's ruining a perfectly good game of football. We need to find that sound effect because we need to play that sound effect every time we talk about Roger Goodell.
I got to find a good sound effect when we talk about Roger Goodell because he's blowing the pooch, man.
I know. Listen, and that's what I'm talking about. Think about this. The NFL of our childhoods, it was better than what it is now.
You bet your sweet petunias.
And by the way, does Los Angeles really need a team?
When was the last time they had a team in L.A.?
Okay, I can tell you. They had a team in 1994, and when I say a team, it was 2 teams.
Well, I don't give a flying fig Newton. When was the last time they had a team in L.A.?
1994.
Okay, so you know what? Has it bothered L.A. since then? Has it stopped L.A. doing what L.A. needs to do?
Well, look
The
at
only reason
Los Angeles
why
has done very well without the NFL. I mean, look
Exactly.
at the NBA titles they've won.
Exactly.
Look at the Stanley Cups that the Kings have won over the last few years, too, right?
It's not L.A. that wants the team. It's the NFL that wants to be in L.A.
Well, yeah. Do you think they really care about the fan base?
Come on. I'm telling you, and I've said this before, and I'm going to keep saying it. There's too much crap to do in L.A., okay? If they bring a team to L.A., yes, the honeymoon phase is going to be great. The first couple of years, fantastic. But you know what's going to happen? People are going to stop going to the games because it's going to be too freaking much.
Well, I'll say this. The problem with Los Angeles, and this was a problem
too much stuff
when
to
you
do.
had 2 teams, they didn't sell out.
No, they're not going to.
Okay, then you know what? If you're going to build, all right, then you know what? You better build a 60,000 stadium for Los Angeles.
Build a 25,000 stadium so you can sell it out.
25,000. Wait a minute. We're talking about the equivalent of a basketball hockey arena.
Yeah, build a small one so you can sell it out. You put an 80,000, 100,000 seat there, half that stadium's going to be empty.
Not for the first year. I will agree with you there. Unless the Los Angeles NFL team, whether it be this and that, I'm not even going to mention names here, unless they start winning.
And that's not going to happen, especially if St. Louis goes there.
St. Louis. There's actually a proposed stadium on the banks of the Mississippi.
Well,
It's an outdoor stadium. I don't know if you saw it. Nicholas and I were talking about that.
St. Louis is Kroenke's team, and Kroenke owns the land that they're going to build the stadium on. And Kroenke's building the stadium. So which team do you think's going to move there?
Well, I would have to say St. Louis,
There
perhaps.
you go. Kroenke owns the freaking land. Kroenke's going to build the stadium. Which team do you think's going to go there? Kroenke owns the freaking Rams. Duh.
Hey, you know what? Look at what Los Angeles missed when the Rams were
Hey, you know
away.
what, Frank? We're a little
Two
bit...
Super Bowls.
Hey, Frank, we're a little late for our first break. Let's run to our first break. You're listening to Jeff Esca and Frank Sprankle on Sports World Radio. We'll be right back.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear. And do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov. This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escal, Frank Sprankle, hanging out with you for the next hour and a half. Sitting in tomorrow's show for Sean will be the producer and program director of the show, our good friend Josh Lopez.
Oh my goodness, you're taking on Chicago the next 2 days.
Yeah, I know. I got 2 Chicago fools co-hosting the next 2 days.
Oh my
How about
goodness,
that
it's
crap,
a transplant New Yorker now living in San Diego.
So listen, I know
and now you're taking us on.
Yeah, well, I take on everybody. I'm not like Skip Bayless, who I pick and choose. You want to come on, take me on? Let's go.
Oh, by the way, every time I'm coming on, you have the Skippy Bayless bashing hour. By the way, unless he mentions the Dallas Cowboys, anytime he says he's going to have to deal with.
Well, that's going to be Josh. Josh is coming in the second hour of the show, and he's taking care of all the Skippy quotes today.
Okay, so that's great. And by the way, if he mentions he is submitted to the. We should have a shock sound effect, don't you think?
You know, I agree with you.
If anytime he says with the exception of the Cowboys, we'll allow him to have my Cowboys.
He said
but
my
anytime
Cowboys
he says my
today.
Patriots, trust me, he's going to have to be shocked.
I heard him say my Cowboys today on the radio.
That's fine. I'll give him that because he did grow up a Cowboys fan. But don't keep on saying my this and my that.
Well, that's what he does. That's his shtick, man.
You know what? I'm a Cub fan, but I don't say my White Sox.
That's his shtick. That's what he does. That's how he pisses people off.
I don't say my White Sox.
I think he does it on purpose just to piss me off, but basically, to tell you the truth.
By the way, I got to tell you, buddy, hard to believe that if you take a look at TNT, they have their NBA doubleheader tonight.
Oh, God. Did they fire Charles Barkley yet?
Hey, I like Charles Barkley.
can't
Charles
stand that
Barkley's
son
one
of
of
a
the
bitch.
best commentators on TV today.
Oh, he's not. Come on.
Yes, he is. Charles Barkley said, listen, Charles Barkley is Jeff, you're going to hate me for saying this, but he kind of reminds me of you.
He's terrible. He's
terrible. Dude, this guy does. All right, let me ask you this question. Do you care what people think about your comments?
No, I could give a flying fig Newton.
Okay, Charles Barkley's the same way.
Yeah, but he's terrible.
Trust me. I'll say this. Charles Barkley would not do well with the Mickey Mouse Network.
I would not do well with this network neither, Sports World Radio. We'd get eaten up alive on this freaking show.
By the way, we're not controlled by a mouse.
No, we're controlled by me.
Yeah, trust me. And here's the thing. ESPN, I mean, listen, I'm still not over the Bill Simmons fiasco.
Why? I'm not over them not suspending Skip Bayless for what he said and for suspending Bill Simmons for what he said. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, but here's the thing about Bill Simmons, and this was last fall. Bill Simmons was exercising his First Amendment privilege.
Okay.
I
had no problem.
He said something he had the right to.
I had no problem with what he said.
And with the billboard as well. Look, you have the right. Dude, nobody was threatened here.
Hey, they freaking suspended Dan Le Batard for putting the billboard up about Cleveland,
That's right,
LeBron
what I'm
James.
thinking about. Dan Le Batard about the Cleveland billboard.
Okay, so, I mean, they suspended Dan Le Batard for putting a billboard up, and they suspended Simmons for what he said, but they didn't suspend Skip Bayless for what he said, and I think what Skip Bayless said is worse than those two guys. That's ridiculous.
Okay, let me get back to Dan Le Batard here. If you take a look at what Dan put up on the billboard, that was with his own money. It wasn't directly taking a shot at ESPN, not to mention that he didn't use anything in terms of ESPN's cash, unless the cash that ESPN gave him. So you know what? I don't see anything wrong with that billboard. I think that billboard was pretty creative.
I had no problem with it, and he paid for it with his own money.
Yes. He could have spent that money on what, maybe?
On his house, or on his
family.
house,
or maybe on a better car. I don't know.
Or on his
he
family.
spent it on a billboard.
Correct. Come on, man. Guy did it on his own time with his own money, had nothing to do with ESPN, and you suspend him for it? That's ridiculous.
I have no idea what
ridiculous.
And I like Dan Le Batard.
Me
I
too.
like Bill Simmons.
Me too. And they don't suspend Skip Bayless for what he said about Johnny Manziel? Come on.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Refresh what they said about Johnny Manziel. What Skip Bayless said recently about Johnny Manziel.
He pretty much called him an alcoholic and pretty much called him, you know what I mean? Pretty much called him an alcoholic and said he's bad, this and that. And he doesn't get suspended for that? I think what he said is worse than what Dan Le Batard did. I don't have the verbiage right in front of me, Frank. Are you there, buddy? What'd we do, lose Frank? Frankie. I guess we lost Frank, huh? Listen, I'm thinking that ESPN should have should have suspended Skip Bayless as well, but they didn't. Frank, you there? Oh, looks like Frank's having some internet trouble. That's kind of stinking. Josh, fire up your Skype. So ESPN has got to ESPN's got to do it one of two ways. Either they got to be fair across the board and suspend everybody who does stupid crap, or don't suspend nobody at all. Picking and choosing who you're going to suspend is ridiculous. And what Dan Le Batard did by putting up that billboard with his own money on his own time and had nothing to do with ESPN or his show, how does ESPN get away with that?
Okay. I'm back now.
What happened, buddy?
What happened? I was my microphone was causing me hectic. Listen, let me ask you this. My microphone was causing me some prettiest problems here, but I was able to fix it, being the genius that I am. But let me tell you this. You know what? It's like us in this industry. The NFL, we talked about NFL players being submitted to injuries. We're going to be submitted to occasional technical problems, but trust me, technical problems can be fixed.
Right.
So I'm back now. But anyway, the point is, what's wrong with some innocent fun? There was no threat here, not even close to a threat.
No, not even. And you know something? I don't think it was ESPN that wanted Le Batard and Simmons fired. I think it was Mickey Mouse.
Oh, Mickey Mouse.
I think it was Disney that did it, not ESPN.
You know what's amazing? And this also goes for the major networks. And I know Disney is ABC is owned by Disney. Listen, when it comes to news, I don't really listen. I watch cable. I'm mostly a 24-hour cable news guy. Thank you, Ted Turner. But here's the thing about the news industry as far as the networks. They are owned by corporations.
Of course they are.
So wait a minute. You don't have the leverage that you used to.
Well, I have the leverage because I'm not owned by a corporation.
No, we're owned by, actually, you own yourself.
Correct. Sports World Radio is owned by me, not by a corporation. Now, if a corporation wants to buy it, then we'll do some talking. Until
but
then,
here's the thing: in sports talk, aren't we supposed to talk about what we think, as long as it's not slanderous? Here.
Correct.
As long as we don't make threats.
I do that all the time. You know that, right?
Right. Listen, I've been with you enough. I've been with you long enough.
I do that all the time. That's my shtick.
You've been. Oh goodness.
Yeah, I'm the Howard Stern of sports talk, just to let you know.
You know what? That may be. I may agree with you on that point.
What? That I'm the Howard Stern of sports talk?
Or close to it. Well, I can't think of a Howard Stern of sports talk radio.
Well, yeah, I do everything that he would. I would say pretty much anything that he would say. Only I don't curse.
Okay, let me ask you this about Stern. Why do you think he left CBS?
Why do you think he left CBS?
Because he was tired of Les Moonves.
That's why.
And you know what? Howard Stern wanted some freedom.
Correct.
And Howard Stern realizes that the only way I can get that freedom is going to satellite radio.
Right. Well, and he wanted to be able to say what he wanted to be able to say, when he wanted to be able to say, and how he wanted to be able to say it. He didn't want to be,
I'm going to say
he didn't
something,
want to be
but I'm not going to do it in a slanderous manner or make threats. I'm just going to try to say what is on my mind here. And that's what I am. Like, if I say Charles Barkley is great, you know what? You can disagree with me. I thought Charles Barkley was one hell of a player in his day.
I didn't even like him as a player.
You don't like him? All right.
No.
He wasn't maybe the best player when it came to natural skills, but this guy had a lot of physical aggression.
Yeah, but he wasn't good enough to win a championship.
No, he wasn't.
And that's all you have to say. And when you say that to him, he has to shut up.
Well, that's a fact, because Charles Barkley, listen, I liked watching Charles Barkley as a player. I remember 1993 with the Phoenix Suns. I remember the Bulls winning their third title on the expense of Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns. But I guess the way you can describe Charles Barkley, good player, not great.
He's not in the Hall of Fame yet either, is he?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't think he belongs in it.
But here's the thing. When it comes to the NBA, Jeff, titles do matter. The NBA is a title-driven league.
Correct. But I listen, they put Zavinas Sabonis in there. Okay?
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
They put Zavinas Sabonis in there.
Do people actually care much about the All right, let me ask you this about the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. Where do you think people know where the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame is? I'm sure you do, but before you mention where the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame is, do people really care?
See, that's the problem right there. It's called the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. That's the first problem right there.
Well, what about the Baseball Hall of Fame? What about the Pro Football Hall of Fame? There's no formal league association such as MLB with Cooperstown or the NFL with Canton.
Yeah, but you don't get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame unless you played in the NFL.
Well, not necessarily unless you played in the old AFL. You're right, but take a look at the Baseball Hall of Fame. You could have been a great African American player in the 1930s and 40s.
Correct.
Never had a shot to get into the major leagues, but you still have. You still are in the you're still in the Baseball Hall of Fame, not the Pro Baseball. It's called the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Correct. No, I understand. Hey, Frank, we're going to get to our first update. You ready,
Yeah,
buddy?
why don't we do that?
Okay, our first update is brought to you by The Flipper. If you're tired of touching your toilet seat, don't worry no more. Head on over to flipperflipper.com and get your flipper today. It attaches to the underside of your toilet seat. This way you never, ever have to touch your toilet seat ever again. It's called The Flipper, and you can get it at flipperflipper.com. Take it away, Frank Sprankle, with the first update of the day.
Jeff, 5 NBA games slated for Thursday. The Milwaukee Bucks travel to Indiana to take on the Pacers. It will be the Memphis Grizzlies at the Washington Wizards. The Houston Rockets travel to Utah to take on the Jazz. The Cleveland Cavaliers are in San Antonio for a rematch of last year's NBA Finals against the Spurs. And the New York Knicks and the Los Angeles Lakers will take to the court at the Staples Center on Thursday. Taking a look at the NHL, a whole boatload of games slated for this Thursday, including the Tampa Bay Lightning visiting Boston to take on the Bruins. The Edmonton Oilers are in Pittsburgh taking on the Penguins. The Dallas Stars visit Carolina for a date with the Hurricanes. The Ottawa Senators are in Montreal facing off against the Canadiens, while the Columbus Blue Jackets are in Detroit to take on the Red Wings. The Winnipeg Jets travel to South Florida to meet the Florida Panthers, and the Philadelphia Flyers will match up with the St. Louis Blues. Taking a look at the NFL, of course, a busy day for the Philadelphia Eagles, coming to terms with DeMarco Murray on a 5-year deal that is worth more than $40 million. $20 million of that is guaranteed. The Eagles likewise agreeing to terms with another running back, Ryan Matthews, after 5 seasons in San Diego. That is your update for Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow and I are back after this timeout for more sports talk. You're listening to Sports World Radio here on Spreaker.com.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us," and really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Frank Sprankle, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. Frank sitting in for Sean Mann today, and tomorrow Josh Lopez will be sitting in for Sean Mann. In fact, Josh Lopez is going to be coming on in the second hour of the show today, doing something. I don't know what, but we'll find out when he gets here. He's the program director. He told me to bring him in.
Oh, my goodness. We're for more surprises.
Yeah, so I'm going to have 2 Chicagoans on the same freaking phone line at the same freaking time, man.
You know, I got to tell you something. I'm talking to Mark, a little hockey in the chat room. By the way, Mark, let me tell you something. Sunday night, and granted, it wasn't a great game. Well, unless you like goaltending and some pretty good defense, especially great goaltending. I went to the Blackhawks-Rangers game on Sunday night, Jeff. Luxury box. It was great.
Yeah, real luxury box?
Luxury box. I can tell you, Club 32. It's on the club level of the United Center in the club level suites. C32. That was the box name. Club C for club level 32 because it was box number 32.
What were you doing at club level?
Go ahead.
What were you doing at club level?
I was watching the game, watching my Blackhawks face the New York Rangers that beat the Blackhawks in overtime. Great game in terms of goaltending. But the amenities there, what's pretty cool is you get all the food you can eat. You got beverages, whether it be soda to alcohol to, well, beer, but you also have some wine up there. I didn't have a drop of alcohol. There were minors in there as well. And besides, I don't necessarily need alcohol to enjoy games, but they have a nice dessert cart. But the favorite part is the television. You know what's cool about the television? And the game was broadcast nationally by NBC Sportsnet. You can actually see the announcers off camera, and you get to hear what goes on off camera. You get the feed coming out of the truck.
Oh, so you get the feed inside the little room there.
Well, you also get the in-house Jumbotron feed, which is United Center Television. You get all the cable channels up there,
Yeah,
all
but
the
you get
cable
to
and satellite
hear.
channels, such as your ESPNs, NBC Sports Networks, TNT, TBS, you name it. You get them all that you would get at home. But you also get, and the game was on NBC Sportsnet, you get the truck feed, which is pretty cool.
So you get the play-by-play.
Well, yeah, you get the play-by-play. You could also put on the NBC Sports Network channel as well and get the game on that. But you get the actual truck feed. So you
I
don't
like
get
it.
commercials.
So you're sitting at the game watching it on TV.
No. Well, replays, I was watching the NBC Sports Network feed.
That's great. I went to the hockey game and I watched it on TV inside the club.
Inside the club. Oh, but hey, you know what? Can I make? Let me ask you this. I didn't have. Have you ever gone to a sporting event where you didn't have to pay for it?
Yeah, it's all the time.
I didn't have to pay for that for this one.
Those are the best kind of sporting events.
I got to go for free. And you know what? I got some great dessert, nice chocolate cake, ice cream, and a giant cookie. But it was a great
Giant
game
cookie.
from the standpoint that I am a fan of hockey. It was a great game, but not the outcome that I was hoping for. I got to tell you, my Blackhawks, and I could say my here because they are my favorite team. I only get one my in each league. They're struggling. And, of course, you have Patrick Kane, who was out for 12 weeks. I got to tell you, the United Center has really been a tough place over the last week or so, Jeff, because you have Patrick Kane out. You have Derrick Rose out. And Rose is coming back before the playoffs. I'm telling you, the Kane injury is going to hurt the Blackhawks more than the Rose injury is going to hurt the Bulls.
Yes, I do believe so. I believe you're absolutely right.
Wait, Josh is saying here in the chat room, no, you can't in in caps. What does he mean by no, you can't?
I don't know. They're on a 30-second delay. Who the hell knows what he's talking about?
Yeah. What is he saying? No, you can't. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to Jeff? Are you talking to somebody else? Are you talking to somebody that we should know about that we probably don't care about?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can. What? Yes, I can say whatever I want. But anyway, I'm going to tell you this. One thing about Patrick Kane is you got to take a look at the Blackhawks, Phil. Oh, yeah, I could say Mike. Oh, come on. Josh, let me ask you. You're a White Sox fan. Let me ask you, in your life of watching the White Sox, you have never said the word my.
Nope.
By accident.
Nope.
How do you know? I'm asking Josh.
Nope.
Maybe not. All right, so you haven't for, like, your New York Knicks, your favorite team, the New York Knicks.
Nope.
Okay, well, guess what? I disagree. You're allowed one my if you're a fan of that team.
I don't own them. They're not mine.
Oh, okay. So wait a minute. If you play for a team and you're talking to the reporters and you're saying, well, I'm proud of my guys, my Chicago Blackhawks.
That's different. He's on the team. You could say
Oh,
that.
wait a minute. You just said, though, wait, you didn't mention that. You mentioned if you own the team.
No, if he owns the team or I'm not on the team, I don't play for the team, I got no affiliation, I don't make any money from the team, nothing.
Too bad. I'm going to say my here anyway. But if you look at Patrick Kane, the Blackhawks have the best skill player in Kane. There's no question about it. And you lose that skill, you're losing a lot of productivity. We're talking about a guy here that was tied upon his injury for the league leader in points. That's a huge setback for the Blackhawks. Granted, you have Jonathan Toews. You have the leadership of that team. And you take a look at both Toews and Kane. And obviously, those are the faces of the Blackhawks here. Both the same age. Both are 26, almost 27 years old now. There are two different contrasting players here. I mean, look at Toews. He's the leadership. Yeah, he has some skill, but he lights a fire in his team. He brings out the best in his team. With Patrick Kane, you just got one guy that's pretty darn good. And I'm telling you, in shootouts, and it won't matter in the postseason because it's sudden death overtime, that's the way it should be, you're losing a guy that has tremendous ability with the puck.
Yes, they are.
And I can't agree more with Josh about Corey Crawford. Goaltending does make a difference in the postseason. I'll tell you what, if Corey Crawford can play the way that he did on Sunday night, with the exception of the overtime goal here, I think the Blackhawks can be okay. I think they can win a series, maybe two. And the thing about Patrick Kane, if he indeed does come back, wouldn't be available until late second round, early conference finals. That's pending the Blackhawks get there in the first place.
Exactly. They're going to have a hard time getting there.
Well, it is definitely a competitive NHL. If you take a look at both the Western and the Eastern conferences, you play for the Campbell Bowl, which is where the Blackhawks are in the West, the Prince of Wales in the Eastern Conference. It's going to be very interesting. And, of course, one thing about the time change with the more daylight, I got to tell you, I do think about the playoffs. The daylight does play a factor because growing up, I used to watch the Blackhawks and Bulls every year in the postseason. Chicago Stadium, early years of the United Center. What I would associate that with is more daylight and warm weather.
Right. They should make the playoffs. I'm looking at.
They will make the playoffs. It's 8 seats. Come on.
They got 84 points.
They got 84 points. That's pretty good. But the question is, how will they factor in the playoffs? That's what I want to see. And also, this team has had some trouble winning games as well.
Right. Well, who knows? I don't follow them as like you do, but
hockey's a great sport.
We'll see what happens.
I've said this. All right, Jeff, I know you're not maybe an avid hockey fan like I am, but one thing that I know you probably are thinking, hockey is probably the best sport when it comes to the postseason.
No, not for me. It's not.
Not for net. What's your favorite sports postseason? Sport?
I don't watch a lot of hockey. Period. Even when it comes to the postseason. So, you know what I'm saying?
Hockey is better to watch in person. Obviously with the TV technology today and how great it is, I'll say this. Hockey is a better spectator sport.
Correct. No, I agree with you.
Football is a great television sport.
Yes, I agree with you. Hockey is better to see it in person than it is to watch it on TV.
Absolutely.
Most
better. Definitely.
Yes. No, I agree with you. Hey, we're going to run to our top of the hour break. You're listening to Frank Sprankle and Jeff Esco on Sports World Radio. We'll be right back.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Esco and Frank Sprankle now joining us. The producer and program director of Sports World Radio himself, Josh Lopez. What's going on, buddy?
I'm jammed. I'm beat up. I'm tired. Been crazy last couple of months with WrestleMania coming up, and excited to be here. Always fun doing the show. It's cool to be on here with Frank. We haven't really had a chance to be on air that much besides the NFL Real Talk shows.
Right.
But, Josh.
Man, I feel bad for you, Jeff. You're ripping on Chicago, saying we shouldn't have the draft. Now you have 2 Chicago guys here.
At least,
2 against 1.
Hey, at least I'm I'm doing my part.
Let me ask you this, Josh. You said you've been beat up, you've been tired. I have a question. You have WrestleMania coming up. Who have you been in the ring with the last few weeks? You said you're beat up and tired, dude.
I'm beat up mentally.
Mentally?
Yeah.
That's okay, Josh. Don't feel so bad. My friend that works for the WWE, and you know who I'm talking about, right, Josh?
Yep.
Will not be at WrestleMania.
will not be at Wrestle. You should put this guy in contact with Josh, because I think Josh would love to work for the WWE one day.
You know why, Josh?
That person got injured, right?
That person got injured, and guess what happened to that person this morning at 9 a.m. New York time?
What happened?
She had surgery on her knee by Dr. Andrew.
Wait, was this a diva?
No. She doesn't wrestle. She works for them.
She's confidential.
Yeah, she's my confidential informant.
Yep.
Well, I guess it's not a big deal considering this is not a diva.
Speaking of WrestleMania and stuff, I find out tomorrow if I got approved for the media pass.
Oh, really?
So wish me luck.
I do wish you luck. I hope you do get it. Now, you know what? Now that she's not going, now that I know she's not going, maybe I should apply for mine.
Yeah.
Dude, we need WrestleMania at Soldier Field.
You know?
That'll never happen.
It happened in New York.
I doubt it. It'll probably still be snowing by then.
New York's getting WrestleMania. Why not Chicago?
So yeah,
they're in San Francisco this year.
So Dr. Andrews operated on her knee this morning, so she's out of commission for 8 weeks at least.
She's beat up, out of action.
That's right.
Doc.
How about
She's
that?
on the DL.
How about that?
Josh,
do that DL.
The DL. Hey, Josh, how excited are you about baseball season starting up, buddy?
I'm excited.
Really.
I'm really excited for the fact that maybe this might be the year that the Detroit Tigers finally miss the playoffs, and maybe the Sox can make the playoffs.
Actually, you know what? Let me rephrase that.
People are putting down on them, but I think they had one of the best off seasons out of all the teams this year.
Let me rephrase that,
You know what? I will agree
Frank.
with Josh on that.
Let me rephrase that, Frank. I am kind of a little excited because the Padres made so many moves.
Boy, did they!
Yeah, I want to see how they end up doing.
I mean, where do we start with? My goodness, all these moves.
What I'm excited to see is that Boston saying that they're going to win the World Series. Pablo Sandoval and Hanley Ramirez will barely make it to the All-Star game.
Fat bastard.
Did you ever think Matt Kemp would leave to go to San Diego?
No, fat bastard that freaking Pablo Sandoval is. Lose some weight, you fat bastard. You're the new $95 million man, and you show up last and fat, out of shape? What the hell's the matter with you?
Wait a minute, if he's making $95 million with the Boston Red Sox, shouldn't I be playing for the Boston Red Sox?
Yeah.
Shouldn't I be a major league pitcher? I exercise 6 days a week. I keep my body in shape. I eat a healthy meal. I try to eat as healthy as possible, but the key is I drink a lot of water and I exercise.
If I'm the general manager...
Here you go, Jeff. You want us to run for the NFL draft, Pablo Sandoval should run.
That guy, listen, if I'm the general manager, Pablo Sandoval does not touch a baseball, a glove, or a bat until he loses 10 pounds. You fat bastard.
What do you think he's eating, donuts?
How the hell are you supposed to bend up to pick up a bunt, you fat bastard, when your belly's in the way?
But you don't think this guy's eating donuts, three
Twinkies,
three
KFC,
times a day?
He's hanging out with Big Papi. The both of them are going to end up to be freaking fat bastards. Unstink unbelievable. Those two are going to be eating fried chicken and drinking beer in the dugout. Fat bastards.
Oh, my goodness.
Bunch of fat bastards they are. Lose some freaking weight.
You think John Farrell will be fired from that?
John Farrell should have been fired last year when they ended up in last place.
I don't know about that.
Okay? They end up in last place again this year. He's got to go. And Pablo Sandoval, you fat bastard, lose some weight. They just freaking gave you $95 million for 5 years, and you show up to camp late, the last one, and fat?
Thing too. Baseball is not speed-oriented as some other sports, particularly the National Football League, but you do need speed to run around the bases, to maneuver yourself defensively in the field. That's what Sandoval needs to understand about this game.
Fat bastard he is.
Well, if you're fat, you're not going to be able to maneuver yourself.
Well, I like to see, you know what? If I see him at third base, that fat bat, I'm bunting the ball right towards him because I want to see him bend over and pick it up because I don't think he can. Not until he loses some weight. Did you see the size of him when he showed up at camp? Holy freaking moly.
Holy freaking moly, indeed.
That's ridiculous.
Holy freaking moly, how much bologna has he been eating?
You're an athlete, for Christ's sakes. You just signed a $95 million contract, for Christ's sakes, and you show up to camp like that?
Is he like the fat bastard from Austin Powers?
Yes. What did you do? Eat that damn contract? Unbelievable.
How many meals does this guy need a day?
Probably 6 or 7, that fat bastard.
I typically eat only 3 meals a day.
You know what? I usually typically only eat 1 or 2 a day.
Well, I eat 3 because I'm a traditionalist. But you know what? I typically eat a healthy breakfast, a healthy lunch, and dinner. That all depends.
But I have a very fast metabolism. Very fast. I'm a very skinny guy. What comes in comes out 20 minutes later.
I'm about 175 pounds.
I'm very fast. I only weigh about $145 if I'm lucky.
I'm 6'1" as well.
Well,
right, Josh. Maybe $145 soaking wet if I'm lucky.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what you say about the word "if," so.
Yeah.
You just said if. You just broke one of your cardinal sins, Jeff.
Well, I had to because if I had to say that because that's the way. I'm 145 pounds soaking wet. If I happen to be lucky, I'm probably way less than that.
You just said if again.
You know what I mean? So. You sign a big contract like that and you show up to camp like that? Come on.
Well, come on, Jeff. He's Pablo Sandoval. He's going to be a designated hitter.
Not to mention, you also got Big Papi in that lineup. There's a big guy as well.
He's not going
to
see. That's the problem. Hold on a second.
Let me ask you guys this: what do you think of the big rule change during the offseason in which the game is trying to be sped up here? And that's what Commissioner Rob Manfred, the new commissioner of baseball, has been focusing on. What do you guys think of the new rule?
If you're having Pablo Sandoval in your league and you want to speed the game up, good luck with that.
Well, let me ask you, Josh.
You know what Big Papi said? You know what David Ortiz said? Now his new Red Sox teammate, he says that he doesn't mind paying the fine because he needs to step out to think about what the pitcher is throwing him. Well, guess what? This game needs to be quick. And you know what? I like Big Papi. I like his talents and his ability. But Big Papi is part of the reason why baseball has become bad over the last few years because of the long delay in between pitches.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Josh said a little while ago that Pablo Sandoval is going to DH. Who's really going to DH, Big Papi or Pablo Sandoval? Both of them can't.
Pablo.
Both of them can't, and you got to get both of them in the lineup.
And they're both getting older. Big Papi's up there in age.
Is he as big as Prince Fielder?
Who, Big Papi?
Sandoval.
I don't know, but
I don't know. Well, it's close. But here's the thing about.
But Prince Fielder's always been big like that.
He's a little taller, though.
Yes, he's a lot taller.
He's a lot taller.
He's a lot taller, but he's always been big like that. Look at his father, for Christ's sakes.
Oh, my goodness. This is a guy that I remember used to hit how many roof shots at Old Tiger Stadium. And by the way, that is one ballpark I wish I could have visited. I've been outside. I've seen Tiger Stadium from the outside. I wish I could have gone inside Tiger Stadium.
Hey, don't forget to sign up for our NCAA tournament that's coming on. The NCAA tournament is happening. They'll be making their picks for this Sunday, picking all the teams. Join our NCAA tournament. I am going to put a link for you guys to hit and join our NCAA tournament. Frank, Josh has two.
Here we go.
Two what?
Two
women, two girlfriends. What?
No, well, he wishes he had two girlfriends. Josh has two.
What?
Two spots. Two spots in our NCAA tournament, and you're only he's only allowed to have one, so he has to give you one of them.
Okay, fine. He can give me one of them. Hold on, Josh. What do you? Oh, by the way, I was going to ask you about the NCAA tournament. That is one of my favorite events to watch on CBS. Just the selection show in general.
Yeah, I like it.
So you'll be watching it.
Oh, yeah. It's my favorite time of the year is coming.
One of the main things I learned from my biology teacher is that the one way you need, in case you want any success in life, make sure there's always something in the back pocket.
Yeah. Listen, stop going in the back door and leave the back pocket alone, okay?
Then again, well, you watch CBS a lot, Jeff, so no surprise you'll have your channel on, about 2 p.m. Pacific when the selection show comes out?
Yeah, I'll watch it and have it all ready, and then I'll bounce around from I got the new TV, so I can do picture-in-picture, so I'll be watching 2 games at once.
You know what? Maybe CBS ought to look at hiring you. You watch a lot of that.
Hey, man. I watch a lot of that. You know what's on CBS tonight? The Big Bang Theory and The Odd Couple. Back-to-back.
You know what's kind of odd about TNT, now that we mention it? How odd. Now, granted, both teams do suck beyond belief.
Hey, how does
the Lakers
Charles
and the
Barkley
Knicks
still have a job?
What?
What'd you say, Josh?
How does Charles Barkley still have a job?
Thank you.
Because he's great.
He stinks.
And how's Shaq even on there?
Who cares about Shaq? I watch it for Charles Barkley.
That's terrible.
I watch it for Charles Barkley. I like the way Charles Barkley speaks his mind.
That's terrible.
Oh, my goodness. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Charles Barkley's terrible.
Rambles incoherently. I don't care.
Charles Barkley, you're right, Josh. He just rambles on incoherently for no reason at all. Exactly right. Frank, you got nothing to say about that?
Yeah, listen. I like the way Charles Barkley presents himself on Inside the NBA. If Charles Barkley is not on that show, I don't watch it.
Charles Barkley is terrible.
Charles Barkley is probably the best on-air personality TNT has had, in addition to Ernie Johnson. And I remember when his dad used to broadcast the Braves games.
Terrible.
That's an insult to broadcasting.
Hey, he's terrible. Hey, did you see the advertisement for Kenny Smith's new TV show?
Yeah.
How about that?
Doesn't he have a daughter that's trying to get into the music industry, that's in the music industry now?
Yes.
Kenny Smith's family is having a reality TV show.
Oh God.
How about that?
Wait. It's kind of like the Osbournes, right?
Yeah, it's about Kenny Smith's family.
Hulk Hogan had that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're gonna have Charles Barkley come in, like Uncle Charles.
I hope not, because that's terrible.
Let me ask you a question, Jeff, and even Josh too. Would you want a reality show like that, where somebody comes into your house or your place of residency and just follows you around?
It'd be pretty stinking boring. All I do is sit in the studio all day long.
Okay, but wait, hold on. Wouldn't it be nice if they heard what you were saying on the other side of the telephone conversation?
That's terrible.
So I wouldn't want it. What about you, Josh?
I would be okay with it if they gave me stuff to do, but all I do is sit in the studio all day long.
I would be like how Jeff would be if Skip Bayless came up and knocked on his door.
Oh,
that's all.
What you know. What that would be a great reality show. Just have different celebrities come knocking on my door and see what I say to them, and then just close the door in their face. Give me Charles Barkley.
Start like Bray Wyatt comes up.
No. Start. Oh, I got a great idea.
Follow the buzzards.
Start off with Skip Bayless and Charles Barkley.
Remember when I was joking about last Halloween? What happens if somebody trick or treats and you were passing out trick or treat candy? What happens if somebody was trick or treating wearing Skip Bayless?
I would say that's terrible.
I thought you said you would chase them down the street.
I wouldn't give them no candy. Hey, you want to know something? We didn't have one trick-or-treater come to the door this year. I'm still eating the Halloween candy.
Halloween candy?
I'm still eating it, dude.
I typically try to lay off the sugar unless it's Sunday.
Dude, Halloween was in October. I'm still eating the Halloween candy, for Christ's sakes.
Wait a minute. I eat a lot of candy. I eat a lot of Cadbury eggs this time of year.
Cadbury eggs. Well, that's because you celebrate Easter, I assume.
Yeah, it's close to Easter. You've seen the Cadbury commercials where they have those different animals trying to be the Cadbury bunny.
Well, see, I don't celebrate Easter. I'm Jewish.
Well, all right, but wait, so you won't even eat the candy?
It's just another Sunday. I don't like Cadbury eggs. They're disgusting.
Oh, I like the yolk inside of them.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
Dude, it's good for Sundays when I watch a lot of sports.
If I want a yolk, I'll eat a freaking egg, for Christ's sake.
Dude, you think the yolk is disgusting? The yolk is awesome.
If I want to eat,
yolk is the best part of it.
If I want a yolk, I'll eat a freaking egg, for Christ's sakes.
You know what? Hey, let's head to a break. When we come back, we'll talk about some basketball.
Yeah, that's right. Start producing the show. We're going crazy over here. You're listening to Jeff Escow, Frank Sprankle, and Josh Lopez on Sports World Radio. We'll be right back.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear. And do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov. This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Frank Sprankle, and Josh Lopez. You know how hard it is to say those names without saying Sean's name? Sports World Radio.
For a moment there, I thought you were going to get Sean Mann in there by accident.
Well, you know what?
You can't say if you live in the Central, figure it out for yourself.
You notice how I haven't said it all show.
Yep.
Right? And you know how I'm not saying Sean's name? Because I look at Skype and I see you two guys on there.
Hey, you know what? I figured out the time zone for almost 34 years now. Come on.
Good for you. Somebody's got to do it.
I should switch my Skype picture.
Good for you.
The old ones I
No, I don't need no crappy Skypey pictures going on. If you want to get in touch with the show, it's 619-663-3715, 619-663-3715, or you can Skype us at Sports World Radio Show. Skype us at Sports World Radio Show.
I got to tell you, Jeff, with the San Diego Padres and the deals they have made, Petco Park's going to be very interesting. Obviously, you go after Matt Kemp. James Shields, the latest addition. There's so many additions. It seems like this San Diego Padres team, they're going to be a new team. And also the question is, can they compete with the San Francisco Giants or the Los Angeles Dodgers for tops in their division? I think they can.
That's why that team was built for what it is. Plus, they got James Shields.
James Shields, well, also, you need more pitching than beyond James Shields.
Well, they have.
But that definitely gives a boost, like John Lester with the Cub rotation.
Well,
that gives the pitching staff a huge boost.
Well, they have Ross, they have Kushner. So they have some good pitching. You know, although most of their pitching has been in their farm system. Most of the pitching they have has all been in their farm system, has come up through their farm system, except for James Shields.
And, of course, I honestly think that if you are going to look at a team that's going to contend for a pennant, and to that effect the World Series, you can use that free agent starter or two to give your pitching staff a big boost. I mean, take a look at what happened, and I know the Atlanta Braves in the early 1990s were very successful going to the World Series in back-to-back years, but look at what happened in 1993. And yes, I remember Greg Maddux coming over from the Chicago Cubs to the Atlanta Braves. That pitching staff definitely took off after that.
That pitching staff went crazy after that happened.
I mean, take a look at that. You're going to have John Smoltz in the Hall of Fame. I mean, think about it. I cannot think of a rotation that has had 3 starting pitchers in one rotation that has its members in Cooperstown.
We're talking about Atlanta sports now. I want to transition into the other team that's really shocked me so far this season. That's the Atlanta Hawks. Basically, they will be the first seed in the Eastern Conference.
Yes.
This NBA season's been so unpredictable. I still, with Jeff before the season started, believed that the Cleveland Cavaliers will not win an NBA championship, and I'm in the belief that I don't think they'll make it past the first round. That's how overrated I think that team is. But, Frank, what's your thoughts so far on the NBA as the playoffs are coming soon?
First of all, if the Cavaliers don't get past the first round, can you imagine all of the media hype, especially ESPN, based on the fact that the Cavaliers could not get past the first round? ESPN is going to have a field day with that. They're going to have a field week with that.
I think they'll be in deep mourning, actually.
Well, of course, that hurts their ratings for the rest of the NBA playoffs. The question is, Josh, and I've said this about the Atlanta Hawks, and you're right. The Atlanta Hawks, they're probably going to be the number 1 seed here. But how good are the Atlanta Hawks going to be? We don't know exactly how good they're going to be until they can win a playoff series or go deep. the Charlotte Hornets. All right, let me ask you this about Charlotte. Does it seem, guys, year after year that Charlotte always sneaks into the playoffs in the East as number 8 seed? It seems that the Charlotte Bobcats in years past, now the Charlotte Hornets, thank goodness, because I remember the Hornets name growing up. Doesn't it seem that the Charlotte NBA team always sneaks into the playoffs as the number 8 seed every year?
Hey, is it going to be Charlotte or is it going to be Indiana? Because I heard Paul George is coming back soon.
Well, who knows? Maybe it will be Indiana, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's Charlotte based on their year-in and year-out accomplishments of getting into the number 8 seed and, of course, bowing out to the Miami Heat, it seems, in the first round, getting swept. Remember last year I said that if the Heat lose to the what was then the Bobcats in the first round, that I would quit Sports World Radio?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't happen.
That's interesting. Jeff, what's your thoughts so far?
I really don't have one.
No?
No.
I mean, Jeff, here's what I notice about you. You necessarily don't care who makes it to the NBA championship round.
No, well, yes and no.
Okay, why yes, why no?
Okay, because anybody else but LeBron James, and I'm happy.
All right, so you don't mind. All right, let me ask you this. Do you think there needs to be that superstar appeal in the finals for you? With the exception of the biggest star the NBA has, LeBron James, does there need to be a superstar appeal to the finals?
I don't think LeBron James needs to be in the NBA finals for it to be a good NBA finals.
I will agree with you there, but try telling that to the brass in the NBA offices in New York.
Because LeBron James is not the only player in the NBA.
Bingo.
I would tell the NBA to stick their head up where the sun don't shine.
Okay. There's other players, if not just as good or as equal to LeBron James. I don't care what they say. Okay, and they're not getting the pub as much as LeBron James is because the NBA is pushing LeBron James and not these other sons of bitches.
Wait a minute. Okay, let me tell you. Do you guys remember when I first heard the name LeBron James? I can tell you. It was in 2002. A year before LeBron was drafted, I kept on hearing about this unbelievable talent that comes around once in 2 generations out of this high school in Ohio. I don't remember where the high school was. Sure enough, it's the school that LeBron went to, the private high school. But I think the NBA was hyping LeBron James a year before he came into the league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that should have been should have been tampering to begin with.
It is tampering.
Yeah, he was in high school, and they're promoting the living crap out of him coming to the NBA next year.
But do you remember
That's not tampering?
Do you
Come
remember,
on,
Jeff, going back to 2002, a year before LeBron was drafted number 1 by Cleveland. Do you remember hearing about LeBron James?
Yes.
I did. I kept on hearing this guy is a can't miss. He's a once in every 2 generation
talent. He was being
talent.
hyped up in high school.
He was a junior, and we were hearing about the name LeBron James.
Exactly. If that's not tampering, I don't know what is.
Tampering with the mind.
No, tampering with LeBron James. The NBA, not a team. The NBA.
Oh, wait a minute. So you're convinced that in 2002, LeBron James coming out as a junior out of Lower Merion, that was Kobe's high school. I forget the high school off the top of my head that LeBron went to, except their team name was the Irish. But the point is, do you think the NBA came to LeBron in his junior season
and said, "Come save us.
You're that great.
Come save
the
us.
NBA the next year.
Come save us.
Come save the NBA." We don't have Michael Jordan anymore.
Yes.
We have Kobe Bryant. This is his decade. Who knows? The next decade can be yours.
Yes. Yes, I do. I believe the NBA tampered with him. Not a team particular, but the NBA themselves.
Okay,
and they're still doing
it. Listen, you're great for college. Come to the NBA.
And they're still doing it. They're still doing it. And you know what? That's terrible. It's not right. Because there's other players in the NBA league that should be getting just as much pub as he does, if not more. That's terrible. Okay? If not more.
This is a superstar-driven league. I guess we should be asking the question, will there be another superstar after LeBron that the NBA is going to tamper with?
I'm sure. I'm sure.
I'm talking about the superstar. Who's going to be the superstar of the 2020s? We don't know.
I'm sure there will be. See, the NBA put that rule in now that a high school player has to go to college for 1 year.
Was tampering Kevin Love to go to Cleveland.
Well, yeah.
While he was still in contract.
I agree totally. This should have been tampering, 100%.
Oh, my goodness. Isn't that a violation?
100%, and nothing happened. But they fined Phil Jackson for talking about a college player. But they didn't do anything about Kevin Love. That's bull.
The reason why is because LeBron James, and you'll agree with me, Jeff, likewise Josh, LeBron James is the sweetheart of the NBA.
Exactly, and he was going to go to play with LeBron. So if that's not tampering, I don't know what the hell is. But they don't do anything to him, but they fine Phil Jackson for saying something about a college player?
Don't you see how
bull.
desperate the NBA has been this whole season?
It's a superstar-driven league, Josh. It's always going to be desperate for
get LeBron into the NBA Finals.
Exactly.
Josh, the NBA is going to be desperate for superstars. We've been talking about this the last few weeks. If it's the Atlanta Hawks or the Golden State Warriors, nobody's going to be watching the finals. I will, you will, Jeff will. But who else across this great country of our sea to shining sea will watch it?
I'm not watching it if Cleveland's in it. I'm telling you right now.
Atlanta makes it.
I'm telling you right now, if Cleveland's in the finals, I'm not watching it. Because that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I'm sick and tired of that crap. Hey, let's run to our bottom of the hour commercial break.
Oh, it's the second update. I'll do it.
You're going to take the update, Josh?
Yeah.
It's up to you. I can take it. Somebody take it.
All right, Josh is taking the update. All right, this final update is brought to you by The Flipper. Head on over to flipper.com and get your Flipper today and never, ever touch your toilet seat ever again. It's called The Flipper. Head on over to flipper.com. Take it away, Josh Lopez, with the final update of the day.
Thank you, Frank and Jeff. Welcome to our final update here for Sports World Radio. Tonight we got the NHL action. We got the Chicago Blackhawks at the Arizona Coyotes. It's Antoine Vermette's return against his former team. Some action going on right now. The Boston Bruins up 1-0 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Pittsburgh's at Edmonton. They're up 2-0. Dallas is at Carolina. They're up 2-1. We also got Ottawa at Montreal. Columbus at Detroit. The Winnipeg Jets at Florida, Philadelphia at St. Louis, New Jersey at Colorado, LA against the Canucks, and then a big game tonight, Nashville at San Jose. We got 5 games tonight for the NBA. We got Milwaukee beating Indiana right now, 22-15. Memphis is at Washington, 25-18 first quarter for the Grizzlies. The Rockets at the Utah Jazz. We got the Spurs and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And we got a pretty bad game tonight. The New York Knicks at the Los Angeles Lakers. And we got some NBA action. In the NFL, DeMarco Murray signed a 5-year, $42 million contract with the Philadelphia Eagles. The Bears signed former New York Giants safety Antron Roll to a 3-year contract, and also a former San Diego Charger Eddie Royal to a 3-year contract. This has been your update brought to you by The Flipper. Go to flipper.com. Come back for the break. We'll have the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour with Frank Sprankle, Jeff Escal, and myself, Josh Lopez. We'll be right back after this.
It's alright if you don't. I'm not afraid of you running away, honey. I get the feeling you will. There is no sense in pretending. Your eyes give you away. Something inside you is feeling like I do. We said all there is to say. Take me through the night. Break down, now I'm standing here. Can you see? Break down, it's alright. It's alright.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration.
Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Frank Sprankle, and Josh Lopez bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. I almost did it that time, boys, but I looked at the Skype so I wouldn't say his name.
He's not here, but he'll be back on Monday.
He'll be back on Monday. Josh is sitting in for Sean on tomorrow's show, Frank and Josh on today's show. All right, Josh, you said it was Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. Bring it, bitch.
Uh-oh. Welcome, everybody, to the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. Ready, Jeff?
Yep.
Let's rock and roll. Skip Bayless said that my New York Giants made a mistake not signing DeMarco Murray.
They did make a mistake. And I said it during the commercial break, and I'll say it again on air. And speaking of commercial breaks, we're getting ready to bring out our sports shorts, I think we're going to call them. Sports shorts. Listen to what the guys have to say during commercial breaks. So while you guys are listening to the commercials, we keep the conversation going in the background. Now you'll be able to hear what we have to say coming up pretty soon. I'm putting it all together. We're going to call it Sports Shorts. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I guarantee you these sports shorts are just as entertaining as the show itself.
Sometimes even more because we let the curse words fly on the commercial break. So it's kind of
speaking of curse words. What is your thoughts about him saying "my New York Giants"?
Yeah, Jeff. I was thinking when I was shocking Skip Bayless after saying "my New York Giants." That's your team.
He's not allowed to say that. First of all, he gets the Dallas Cowboys, and that's it.
Wait a minute. Shouldn't Cowboy fans now hate Skip Bayless's guts?
They should. And first of all, how do you say my Dallas Cowboys and my New York Giants? Aren't they in the same division, you jackass?
Bingo. Well, even if they were, even if they were different conferences, does it make a difference? That's loyalty being betrayed.
Yes, and you want to know something, Skip? Because you use the word "my" all the time, I'm going to stick it right in your face right now. Your Oklahoma City Thunder, if the playoffs would start today, would be out. So shove that up your patoonies.
Skip Bayless said that he should take on Vince McMahon in a booking.
I would like to take
challenge.
I think you should take me on. Forget everybody else. Take me on first. See if you can beat me and then go from there.
Let me ask you this, Jeff. Would you mind which type of a match it was? Will you give at least Skip Bayless the opportunity to name the match in this one?
I will give him anything he wants as long as he gives me him. Okay? I am. You know what? I am Manny Pacquiao. He's my Floyd. I want him.
Oh my goodness! Wait.
Want
so you
him.
think Floyd's going to get crushed? When him and Pacquiao go
I
at it?
can't wait to see Manny Pacquiao beat up the crap out of Floyd.
I would be nervous for one Manny Pacquiao because check this out, Jeff. Skip Bayless said that I am supporting Manny Pacquiao all the way in his fight against Floyd Mayweather.
He supports Manny Pacquiao. Stephen A. Smith supports Mayweather. I know. I saw yesterday and I saw today.
Mm-hmm.
I saw them.
What's your thoughts about that? You might jinx Manny Pacquiao.
Well, actually, you know what? First Take is going to be in Vegas for the fight.
Oh yeah, you can. I believe that.
They're going to be doing their show Friday before the fight. So
drive up,
and
he's been driving up to Vegas.
And he's been a Pacquiao. Bayless has been a Pacquiao fan forever. Bayless, you know what? I don't agree with Bayless on anything, often, but this is the one thing I agree with him on. Pacquiao is going to beat the crap out of Mayweather.
I agree with you on that one as well.
You know what? Here's the thing. If you take a look at Floyd's opponents, doesn't Floyd want the opponents he knows he can beat?
Yes.
Unless he feels utterly confident that he can beat Manny Pacquiao now, Manny's going to stomp him.
Well, I hate to tell you, Floyd didn't want the fight. Everybody else in the world wanted the fight but Floyd.
This fight should have happened in 2010.
Correct.
Why are we waiting 5 years? This fight should have happened in 2012.
And Pacquiao would have beat him then.
Why are we waiting to the mid part of the decade when this fight should have happened in the early part of this decade?
And Pacquiao would have beat him then.
Jeff, you're going to get mad with this one that I just saw right now. Skip Bayless said that he is the greatest wrestling mind in the world.
No, he's not.
Oh, my goodness.
He has no wrestling skills, wrestling mind. You know what? Josh Lopez has a better wrestling mind than Skip Bayless.
Dude, Josh Lopez can take on anybody in the WWE as opposed to Skip Bayless.
Hey, Skip Bayless.
Josh Lopez can beat anybody in the WWE. He has a better shot than Skip Bayless.
Hey, Skip Bayless, you want to have a debate on WWE? I want to see you do it against Josh Lopez because he's going to eat you up like there ain't no tomorrow.
I got a question. What is it with Skip Bayless and the WWE lately?
I don't know, man. He's got a hard-on for McMahon, I guess.
All of a sudden, he goes from talking about, obviously, the NFL, the NBA, to now, just overnight, he's all about the WWE. What gives here?
He's jealous of Vince McMahon.
Hey, you know what? WWE, hire me, please.
He's jealous of Vince McMahon. I think when he talks like that, he's jealous of the people that he's talking about, and he says those things. You know what I mean?
Yep, I agree. The next one here is another wrestling one. He said that wrestling will only be successful if only old-timers are in the show.
Okay.
What is he talking about? Old-timers? Isn't this WrestleMania? Shouldn't we be looking ahead to modern-day wrestling?
He's an old-timer himself, that's why.
Well, but old-timer in terms of age?
He's stuck in the old ages. That's what it is. He's stuck in the old days.
Isn't he middle-aged, though? Yeah, but isn't he middle-aged? You don't think of Skip as being old.
Well, he's over 50.
I think if you're over 70.
Well, he's stuck in the old age of wrestling. Dude, this is 2014. Move.
Yep.
Get with the times, you jackass.
You know what, Jeff? I'll save my rant for him tomorrow, all right?
Okay.
It's been a while. I have had it up to here with his freaking nonsense. I'll finally react to that freaking hump.
I'll give you the floor tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Skip Bayless said that the NBA Finals needs LeBron James in there, and if he's not able to play, they need him as a commentator.
No,
so
they don't.
Jeff, LeBron James in every single NBA Finals.
No, they don't need him in
Jeff,
the finals.
I defer to you.
I think the NBA would be better off without LeBron James in the finals.
Let me ask you this: would the NBA be a better league without LeBron James? Period.
It's going to happen soon.
Okay, let me ask you this, because you know how LeBron coined the phrase, I'm taking my talents to. Could you imagine if LeBron James pulled off an Allen Iverson and took his talents to Turkey?
He's not going to do that. When I would figure he's only probably got maybe another 3 to 5 years left.
Dude, LeBron should play international ball. He'd be treated like, dude, if you think he's treated big in this country, could you imagine the royalty literally he would be treated overseas?
He's only got about 3 to 5 years left, and then he's done. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Well, LeBron is how old now? 30? He's actually 30.
Yeah, so he's only he could probably play till he's 38, but he's not going to.
Well, look at Kobe. He's 38 now.
This contract that he's going to sign next year with Cleveland is going to be his last contract he signs.
No title, maybe.
Going to be the last contract he signs. And if he doesn't win a title with Cleveland this year, he might not sign that contract. How about that, Cleveland? You like that?
So wait, LeBron goes somewhere else?
Yeah, he's going to go to New York.
Oh, God. Anyway, let's move on to the next one.
And that would piss
before
me
we
off.
Head back to the commercial.
And that would piss me off.
Yeah, Skip Bayless said that he is the Oprah Winfrey of sports talk.
What? That just made absolutely no sense.
No, because he said he's generous with his knowledge that he displays on air every day.
Do you think Oprah's really... Listen, I'll say this about Oprah. As much as I have great respect for Oprah Winfrey, being that she grew up in humble origins and has made something big of herself, do you think Oprah knows it all?
Who Skip Bayless is? No.
Nobody knows it all. Dude, I don't know it all. Jeff, you don't know it all. Josh, you don't know it all. We don't know it all. Skip Bayless thinks he knows it all. Let me ask you, does Skip Bayless think he is the smartest person on earth today?
Yes.
Yes.
Can Skip Bayless cure disease?
No.
He probably... Skip Bayless, can you cure disease?
All he can do is talk sports. That's it.
I don't see you curing disease.
That's it.
Are you flying us to Mars?
And he's not even good at that.
Hey, one final one, guys. Skip Bayless said that it's not. I have more of this, but Skip Bayless said that if New Orleans trades Drew Brees, they'll be the worst team in the NFL this season.
They're not going to trade Drew Brees, even though it's going to be a hard cap hit for them this year. They're not going to trade him. They might do it next year.
I will agree with that, though. I wouldn't say they'll be the worst, but they would take a huge hit.
They're not going to do it this year. They might do it next year, but not this year. Let me ask you a question, Skip. If they trade him, who's going to quarterback the team?
I don't even know who their backup is.
Exactly. Thank you very much, you dumbass.
We don't see Drew Brees. All right, let me ask you this. There may be times late in the season or in games that are blowouts in which you'll see Brock Osweiler with the Broncos, who is Peyton's backup in Denver.
Brock Osweiler.
But here's the thing.
Nice.
You don't see Drew Brees' backups ever. You never do.
Look at Shaba. Look at Shaba. And he's a Saints fan. Look at Shaba. All right, we're going to run to our final break of the day. You're listening to Jeff Escout, Josh Lopez, and Frank Sprankle on Sports World Radio. We'll be right back.
It's alright if you don't. I'm not afraid of you running away, honey. I get the feeling you
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, Don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until wait. Don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to the final segment of the show. Josh Lopez, Jeff Escow, and Frank Sprankle doing the show today. Sean Mann is on vacation. That guy takes more vacations than Carter's got liver pills. I swear to God.
Yeah, that guy is like a millionaire pimp.
Okay, this is his first.
That guy must know a lot of people in high places.
This is his first vacation of the year so far, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but it's only, 2 months into the year, 3 months into the year, so the third month of the year?
Yeah, let's keep track on how many vacations he goes on this year. He's got this one now, and he's got another one in May coming.
Yeah, but I thought he has a family wedding over the weekend.
Well, he's on vacation right now, whether it's a family vacation or what. I don't give a flying fig Newton what it is. He's not here. He's on vacation. Okay, and then in May, he's going to Boston, so that's another vacation. I bet he takes another one in like June or August, and then another one in like freaking November. Guy takes like 4 or 5 vacations a year, this son of a bitch. I have a question.
Does this guy ever take vacation outside of the United States?
No. And he usually goes on vacation with mommy and daddy.
I never go on vacation.
I told him on Skype the other day that those friends he was meeting or whatever at the hotel, Jeff.
Yeah.
They were going to take him back to his house. They'll take him back to their house and do a threesome.
Well, he's not. Okay.
What are you talking to? What are you
hold on a
talking
second,
about?
Josh.
I don't trust them.
I know.
What
No,
are you
Josh.
talking about?
Josh.
That sounds kind of perverted.
Hold on, Frank. He revamped the plans. Okay. No. He is no longer staying in Phoenix. He's flying from his place in Seattle to Phoenix. They're meeting him at the airport, and all 3 of them are jumping on a plane right there and going to Boston.
Ah, cool. Well, I'm happy. I'm happy that he's going to Boston.
Oh, he's not staying in Phoenix.
Because I know he's a Red Sox fan. He loves Boston, loves the history of Boston. I can't wait for him.
He revamped the plans, Josh, since we busted his chops about it.
Yep. Let's go back to Skippy Bayless shower. A couple more quotes for you, Jeff.
Do we have any more mice?
I'll do it after this one, okay? Skip Bayless said that Charles Barkley should be the new head coach for the Chicago Bears.
Okay, so now he's got him coaching the Bears.
Where do you get this? Where do you get this from?
YouTube, Stephen A. Smith's radio show, First Take,
the Chicago
Twitter.
Bears.
Listen, Charles Barkley couldn't coach his way out of a paper bag, let alone freaking a team, okay?
Rod Sports. Wait a minute. Now he's really gone cuckoo for more than just 5 boxes of Cocoa Puffs. We're on sport.
Well, that's not the first time he said the wrong sport either, Skip Bayless. He had him coaching another football team, too, and he had him coaching a baseball team as well. Who's he think he is?
You know what? I guess with the success of the Oakland Raiders as of late, and I hope Jack Del Rio has success there.
Hey, Skip.
But you know what? I'll say this about Charles Barkley. If there's one team he could coach, maybe it'd be the Raiders. He couldn't be as bad as the coaches they've had over the last few years.
Hey, Skip. If Charles Barkley can't coach in the NBA, what makes you think he can coach anywhere else?
Oh, my goodness.
I got a good one for you, Jeff. This might rattle your cages. He said that my San Diego Chargers will miss the playoffs because they let go of Eddie Royal, who's now a Chicago Bear.
Oh, yeah, they let go of one guy, Eddie Royal. What an idiot.
Well, come on, Jeff. Well, you know the Chargers struggled towards the end of the year.
Yeah, but they brought it. Yeah, but he didn't. But what he didn't tell you is they brought in Jock Jones.
Hey, but picture Mr. Bayless. He'd be like, well, Mr. Escal, what gives you the qualification to tell me that I'm dumb?
Because you're stupid. Because you put the word "my" in front of every goddamn sports team there is. And that's not the way. And that's not the way a sports broadcast is supposed to be. He's supposed to be neutral. Yes, he's allowed to have 1 or 2 teams, but not every goddamn team.
Skip Bayless said that my Chicago Cubs will lose 100 games this year. How about that, Frank?
His Chicago Cubs.
Yep.
How about
Is he
that,
there?
Frank? No, I guess Frank is having internet trouble. His Chicago Cubs. How about that?
Skip Bayless said that the New York Knicks, they're going to struggle for the next 10 years as Phil Jackson is still their general manager.
I think they'll obviously they're struggling this year. They might struggle next year, but the year after that, watch out.
You're calling it right now?
Huh?
You're calling them to succeed in a couple of years?
Yeah, of course.
I
You think
don't know
Phil
about
Jackson's doing this for his health? Of course they're going to succeed in a couple of years.
Frank, are you there?
No, he's not.
No, he's not there?
No.
Let's go to the next one. I got two more for you, Jeff. Skip Bayless said he can't wait for TNT inside the NBA tonight. He thinks Charles Barkley is the best sports analyst in the world besides him.
He's not. He is not the best sports analyst in the world. He wasn't even the best basketball player in the world. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The guy's a joke. He's a joke. And the only reason why he's working is because the TNT doesn't have the balls to bring somebody else in that's better than he is. He's making a mockery
of it. Here's the question I
of
have
it.
for you, Jeff.
Sure.
If you had the opportunity to meet Charles Barkley, doesn't matter where it's at, what would you tell him?
If I had the opportunity to talk to Charles Barkley,
yep,
I would ask him why he is so terrible on TV.
You're not afraid that he'll go after you?
Why? I'm afraid that he's going to go after. Go ahead. Come on. Hit me. Hit me. I'll sue you for every goddamn penny you're worth. Come on. Hit me. I'll own you, you bitch. Hit me. Afraid of him that he's going to come after me. What is he going to come after me?
And then the last one for you, Jeff.
Is he going to come after me with his mouth? Sure, I'll outmouth him. What is he going to do? Come after me physically? Great, then I'll own him. So come on, bring it.
You're gonna be like, go ahead, eat me.
I don't
everything
care.
Else.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care.
Skip Bayless said that tonight's game between the New York Knicks and the LA Lakers is must see.
Well, it should be must see, but obviously it's not because they're not putting the game on TV. Are they?
Yeah, where am I going to watch it?
Right.
Well, I'm not actually, but still.
Exactly. How am I going to watch the game? Huh? How am I going to watch the game if it's not on TV, you jackasses? Right?
Hey, Skip Bayless says if you don't agree with him, you don't know anything about sports.
Okay, you're the one who doesn't know anything about sports. You back, Frank? Frank's having some major problems.
Yeah.
That's okay. We're getting ready to get the flock out of here anyway.
Yeah. I guess it could be cool to do a preview tomorrow, talk some wrestling stuff. I mean, we don't have to do our predictions for Mania tomorrow, but just hit around what's been going around recently.
Sure. You bet. We'll have some fun with that. Josh Lopez is going to sit in the whole 2 hours tomorrow for Sean. Frank Sprankle sat in for the whole 2 hours today. You know what? Let's get the flock out of here. Josh, what do you think, huh, buddy?
All right.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us today. We had a lot of fun. I'm glad you guys did too. A lot of different things going on, different guys coming in and giving their thoughts that you don't get to hear all the time, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much, guys. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable.
Amen.
Peace out, everyone. We will see you tomorrow. For Josh Lopez, Frank Sprankle, I'm Jeff Escow. This has been Sports World Radio. Peace out, bitches.
See you later, Marks.
Hey, boys, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't we? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over.